It is important to understand Russian Revolution and Red Scare in United States of America's in context of each other. First, let's understand what happened in Russia. In February 1917 there was a revolution in Russia, the Tsarist autocracy was overthrown and a liberal provisional government was formed. The provisional government remained unpopular, especially because it was continuing to fight in World War I and had ruled with an iron fist throughout the summer. The left-wing Bolsheviks were deeply unhappy with the government and began spreading calls for a military uprising. These developments caught government's attention. On 24 October 1917 the government shut down numerous newspapers and closed the city of Petrograd, now called as St. Petersburg. This was an attempt to forestall the revolution, but minor armed skirmishes broke out. The next day a full-scale uprising erupted as a fleet of Bolshevik sailors entered the harbor and tens of thousands of soldiers rose up in support of the Bolsheviks. Bolshevik Red Guards forces started occupying government buildings and eventually on 26 October 1917 captured the seat of the provisional government located in Petrograd. The country descended into the Russian Civil War and ultimately led to the creation of the Soviet Union in late 1922. Around the same period, that is in 1916 and 1917, in America labor union called the Industrial Workers of the World, also known as the Wobblies, backed several labor strikes. These strikes covered a wide range of industries including steel working, shipbuilding, coal mining, copper mining, and others necessary for wartime activities. After World War I ended in November 1918, the number of strikes increased to record levels in 1919 with more than 3,600 separate strikes by a wide range of workers, including the Boston Police Department was on strike. In June 1917, Congress had passed the Espionage Act to prevent any information relating to national defense from being used to harm the United States or to aid her enemies. The Wilson administration used this act to brand anything urging treason a non-mailable matter. Due to the Espionage Act and the then Postmaster General Albert S. Burleson, 74 separate newspapers were not being mailed. In April 1919, authorities discovered a plot for mailing 36 bombs to prominent members of the U.S. political and economic establishment. At that time, bombs were sent in letters. These were called letter bombs. On June 2, 1919, in 8 cities, 8 bombs exploded simultaneously. One target was the Washington, D.C. Worker strikes and the bombings were portrayed by press as radical threats to American society inspired by left-wing foreign agents provocateurs. These threats are collectively called the Red Scare. Let's understand the response of governments. Several states enacted criminal syndicalism laws, outline advocacy of violence in effecting and securing social change. Restrictions included limitations on free speech. Passage of these laws provoked aggressive police investigation of the accused persons, jailing and deportation for being suspected of being either communist or left-wing. The Red Scare did not distinguish between communism, anarchism, socialism, or social democracy. This aggressive crackdown on certain ideologies resulted in many Supreme Court cases over free speech. In the year 1919 case of Schenck versus United States, the Supreme Court, introducing the clear and present danger test, effectively deemed the Espionage Act of 1917 and the Sedition Act of 1918 constitutional. There was peace for 2 decades until Second Red Scare started in the 1940s. Had Americas not been able to deal with Red Scare 1 and 2, America would have become a communist country like Russia. We will cover the Second Red Scare in another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.